Welcome. Welcome back to my channel, Conquer the Fear. Have you ever found yourself staring at the Java code snippet during an interview, heart racingly, wondering what will be the output? What if you missed a subtle details that could cost you a job? In today's challenge, we are deep diving into the Java's toughest questions, the one that could make or break your interview. Think you can crack this particular tricky coding snippet? Ready to face the pressure of predicting the Java output under the spotlight? This is not an ordinary coding quiz. It's time to level up your Java skill and ace the next interview. So, can you guess the correct output? So, let's find out because this is where every coder true skills are tested. So please stay back and look into each and every coding problem we are discussing about. We will be discussing both the theoretical as well as the practical solution. I will run and show you in the IntelliJ IDE each and every coding problem. The very first question is about hash set behavior. Now, if you are aware of hash set, it is an implementation of an set. Okay. Now, if you look at this particular code snippet, we have a new hash set, okay, which is created of type string. Now if you look at this, we are trying to add 5 element inside it, okay, but if you look at the first and the fifth element, it's duplicate. Okay, now I want you to understand what would be the output. So interviewer or the coding platform will give you an option. Let's say the first option is ABCD, ABC, double ABCD, and BCD. So, can you guess which one would be the output? Here, the answer would be 1, that is ABCD. Why? Because, as said, as I already discussed, it's an implementation of an set, and set does not allow duplicate elements. Even though A is added twice, it will only appear in the once in the set. That's the overall internal behavior of set. Now let's look at the code snippet while we run it and show you the exact output. Now if you look at this particular program number 1, this is the exact code snippet what you have seen over there. And then if you see, I've added 5 elements over here, and then we are printing the output over here. So let's run this. Okay, now you can see the output is ABCD. Okay, let's look at the second problem, that is concurrent modification exception in array list. Now if you see, there is a list over here which is of type integer, and I am trying to add 5 elements inside it. Okay, after addition I'm going to walk you through the code using the for loop. So I'm trying to iterate over there, and when the for loop enters the third iteration, that is the third iteration, it is going to remove the element from that particular list. Okay, now ultimately I'm trying to print that particular elements over here. Okay, can you guess what would be the output over here? Will it be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 5? Can you guess the output? The answer might be tricky for you. So let's look at it. It will throw an concurrent modification exception. Why? Because modifying a collection when while iterating, it will cause concurrent modification exception, because unless you are using an iterator, right? So that's what the disadvantage, or if you're not using the iterator, this will be the concurrent modification exception. So let's look at the, now if I open the second program, you see here there is a list of integer. Here I am trying to do a for loop over here. I'm trying to remove the element over here, and then I'm trying to this. Let's run this program. Now if you see here, it has thrown a concurrent modification exception over here. Okay, that is exactly what we discussed about. Let's look at the third problem, that is put if absent in hash map. Now Many of you must not be aware of put if absent in a hash map. Okay, so many already deals with put and get, right. These are the two basic operations they must have already worked with, but yeah, we'll discuss what would be the code snippet. Now if you look at this particular code snippet, we are trying to create a map, the integer as in key and the string as in value. I'm trying to put all these element, and then uh, after putting the third element, the fourth element, if you see put if absent, it is going to be the same element, the sequence, the key I would say, but it is just the change of the particular value. Okay, now guess the output. So the first option is 1 2 3 and 4. Second is 1 2, 2 with the change as DOS. Okay, rest 3 and 4. 4 also is 4, right? And then if you see 1 2 and 3, and the last one is 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, can you guess what would be the output? Now, what is put if output? If absent, this is we going to only add the value if the key is not already existing in the map. That's the difference between the put. Okay. So therefore, when you try to enter put and key inside, which is going to be two will remain the two, but the entry for the key will be added, right? So if the value is not already present, then only it is going to add the key value. I'm talking about the key. Okay, so the output is the a, that is 1 2 3 and 4, because the second time what we are trying to add is it will not insert. Now let's look at the code snippet. Now if you see here, we have a map over here, and then we are trying to add those particular, put this element inside in this. Let's run this particular program. Now if you see here, the output is the one which is a, right. It has replaced it. I mean, it is not allowing to add this particular element because this key is already present. Now let's look at the fourth problem, that is working with the queue in Java. Now if you have already worked with the queue, you'll be able to answer this quite easy. Now if you look at this queue, we are creating with a string, and then we are trying to have a created as an linked list. Okay, so we are trying to offer A, B, and C. Now if you see here, the system output, I'm trying to pick something over here, pick from that particular queue, and then ultimately in the second step I am drawing the pole over here, and then at the very end I'm again trying to pick that element. Okay, so can you guess the output over here? I know this will be very tricky. A then B, B then C, A then C, and C then D. Can you guess the answer? Now, if you know, Q is going to follow the first in, first out principle. Okay. So when you call the peak, that is going to retrieve the first element without removing it. But when you call the pole, it will retrieve and also it will remove the first element from it. Okay. So what it will happen is that it will actually, the answer is A, and then it is going to be the B. Okay. I hope you are able to get this. Let's look at the code snippet. Now if you see here, I've created the linked list queue. Then I'm trying to do this, and I'm calling this particular peak and pole over here. Let's see the output by running it. Now if you see here, the output is A, and then it is going to be the B. Okay. So let's look at the final problem, that is remove the method in the array list. Okay. So we have created an array list over here. We have added 5 elements inside it, and after that we are trying to remove list dot remove if there is a certain condition it is going to be satisfied. Let's say if you have some 20, right. I'm trying to see if there is a 20% of that, it is going to remove it. Okay, can you guess the output over here? So if I'm trying to see like here, if it is, if you find something, right, which is going to n divisible by 20 is equal to 20 0, right, then only like remove that particular element. Can you guess the output? 10, 20, 30, or 40? 10 and 30, 20 and 40, 30. Think about it. The answer would be D, because the one this is going to satisfy the condition is going to be divisible. So there are two elements which are satisfying that condition, and the rest is present inside it. Let's look at the code snippet. Let's open the code here. If you see here, these are the element which I have added and trying to see the condition if it is going to be listed over here. Now you see this is the exact output which you already discussed. This video might, for some people it might be very basic, so for some people it might be a little bit tough, but as I already discussed, this is one of the part 1 video, and the level medium. So I'll try to bring in much more videos with the difficulty level increased up, and also the various set of questions which will be asked up. Okay. uh, I hope this video was very helpful to understand what kind of coding problem with respect to the Java collections are asked up. If this was helpful to you, please share it with the needy people, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get the notification of if any such videos are published. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.